Hey, favored ones. Welcome back to another collective reading. Come on in and take your seats at the round table, and anyone who cares to, there's the wishing well in the corner for a coin or two for any wishes you may want to make. For anyone who can hear that in the background, I'm doing laundry. So if anyone needs a reminder, remember to switch over your laundry. I didn't know if I was going to come up today or not. The morbs really hit me today, so a lot of you could be feeling grief or just going through seasonal affective disorder. For me, it was one of my lost friends' heavenly birthday over the weekend, and I went to go over for dinner with the family, and yeah, it's just been really hard since then, seeing how everyone's trying to get past whatever had sidebarred you. So I feel like you're moving on and moving to more love and collaborations and healing as well, with the caduceus here symbol in the middle. A lot of you can be still healing from what you had to leave behind and what you're moving on away from, whether that was by choice or something that was taken away from you without warning, whether this is a job, a relationship, or just a mindset that you're getting away from. Maybe you're moving on from a lack mindset, as it looks like they're humped over and really just inside of their heads while moving on, but knowing they're moving on to a better place with fruitfulness in the on the horizon, as those trees look very flourishing and tall, enough to give you shade when it is needed, enough to bear fruits for when you need it. So I feel like you're moving on to collaborating and to balancing your inner divine feminine and inner divine masculine. Now, everyone has an inner divine masculine and feminine parts of them, whether you're male, female, non-binary. There is those yin and yang parts of you, and I feel like you're slowly healing that. Because it feels like almost like it's slowly growing like vines up to it. A lot of you could be Lyran Starseeds as well. I know that I did a Lyran message not too long ago in August. The person that you lost may resemble a lion or was a Leo. Or even you have a heavenly familiar that I passed on as well. My condolences on anyone who is going through the loss at this time or has the case of the morbs. I know it's not fun to deal with, and I thought I'd be vulnerable with you and let you know what's going on. So as much as I didn't totally feel like I wanted to be up here today, I also feel like hiding away and doing nothing is an illusion. Yeah. It's the illusion of moving on instead of actually doing the work and taking the time. So I am taking the time to come up here and give some messages anyways, because I feel like that's what my friend would want me to do, is to continue going on with what I love, while also taking rest, of course. It's really hard subject because it was one of my friends that was the first one ever to ask me to teach him how to do tarot cards, and I didn't get the chance to before he passed away and moved on. But now he knows way more cosmic knowledge than I do, being on the other side. So there's that. So yeah, remember to take rest while you're in this moment of morbs and while you're healing yourself. I know it's easy to be in your head about what's to come in the future, but you are receiving your justice. Not vengeance, but justice. A lot of you could be healing and moving on and realizing that it's an illusion to keep poisoning yourself by thinking that you're going to get vengeance and get revenge, instead of just healing and moving on and saving your energy for the things that do deserve it. Could be feeling a lot of the energies with Giza and Palestine right now and wanting justice for them as well. That's another message coming through. Because with like refugee and moving away to a safer place. Sit. Oof. Yeah. Spirit is reminding not only you, but myself with this, because I went to go shuffle and it spit out 2 cards again. They are being very forthcoming with the messages today because they know how, and of course, Michael and guides, guardians, and ancestors, please guide this message for its highest purpose and to protect those from any lower energies and change them and transmute them through the void into love. And for any of those who are new, welcome to my channel. And for any of those returning, thank you for the continued support. And I'm happy you find comfort within my readings. For any of those who are new, we do something in our cozy little corner of favored readings called Welcoming Utopia, where you could take a moment and pause the video and really envision or write down, if you are not a visual learner. You may be a vision board type of person, or you could be an artistic. You can paint something that you paint your utopia, what it looks like even. But we welcome in utopia and sit within the energy that it is on its way and it does exist. And I do truly believe that. I know normally I'm very bubbly, and this is very therapeutic, and I'm glad I'm doing this. Thank you for being here with me to support me too as well. Thank you. But it did give me the card of celebration, a time to celebrate, and it's giving me the scene from Footloose, where it's like there's a time to mourn, there's a time to sing, and there is a time to dance again. So I feel like a lot of you are learning to dance through the loss of this loved one, or you're learning to continue celebrating with others and life and not taking it for granted and looking at it with a new light and saying I love you more often. And like that country song, I don't know who it's by, but it's like live like you were dying. I went skydiving, I went Rocky Mountain climbing, I went whatever that one is. But you're really investing in yourself and your future. You are learning that there's other ways to celebrate besides just indulging in vices. And learning what your limits are. Yeah, using your logic and limits to know who is really there for you and who just wants to see you doing the same old thing. Excuse me for a second. I've been on the brink of crying and I got a little bit of boogies. Oh! Big booty quick. Some of you might have been working on your thickness. Whether this is going to the gym, changing your food, yeah, a lot of you might be changing and going and moving on from seafood diet, like it's giving me Mediterranean feelings. I don't know why, but a lot of you could be moving on to doing a more Mediterranean diet, which is more like seafoods and beans and rice. You could live next to the ocean, or you have family next to the ocean. It's also kind of feels like a werewolf. So a lot of you could be studying lycanthrope right now, or from Britain, the UK, as I'm getting the song Werewolves in London inside of my ear here. I did pick out aquamarine for crystals, so I feel like a lot of you are working with cleansing and healing energies of the ocean. If you do live far away, I am hearing the suggestion of listening to binary beats or 1111, Make-A-Wish. Everyone throw it into the wishing well. Okay. I hear that some of you are listening to ocean lapping. I'm hearing Pachelbel canon in D. A lot of you might be into learning instruments or just enjoy that with the ocean lappings in the background. That was my favorite to listen to when I was a kid going to sleep, was Pachelbel canon with the ocean sounds in the background. So a lot of you might find that soothing during this time, because I feel like a lot of you are not used to sleeping alone, and that's the case at the moment. Or a lot of you, for the opposite, of course, since this is a general reading and all the messages may not apply, or it could have the opposite energy, as it could be representing someone you know. If you could leave a like, comment, and subscribe, I would appreciate. The opposite energy that I'm feeling is some of you are learning how to have less codependent sleeping with your children. It's like, finally, I get to rest by myself, and the kids are like in the background, they're doing what they do. And you're like, yes, I finally get to sleep in a little bit. This could be just based off of daylight savings time, is that the kids are finally, or the pets, of course, are finally getting accustomed to, or yourself, you're allowed to take time to adjust as well. You are allowed time to adjust. To changing of schedule and the moon and being up longer, as you can tell that the moon's got the bigger face almost within the sun and the moon. I feel some of you are learning that your shine isn't fake, that you glow all on your own. Because with the moon, everyone thinks the moon glows, but really the moon has the sun's reflection. So remember that not everyone's projection is a reflection of who you are. And that's why you're shining brighter. You're realizing, you know, I can shine brightly because those people's projections of me aren't the truth. And you're living within your truth. Starts again. Yeah. And a new day starts again. So yeah, memories. A lot of you are sitting within your memories of your youth, or just the time that you had with this person, and really reflecting over it at this time. And that's totally normal, especially with the holidays going around. I don't really celebrate, but I know there is holidays coming around. That can be hard for others, especially when it's your first time without them. Like myself with my friend this weekend, it was the first birthday without him. And yeah, so you're just learning how to navigate and move to move on to the next. Without this person in your life. A lot of you might have cats, considering that's the musical that was coming to mind, Memories by Barbra Streisand. So a lot of you might be in musical theater or looking to be in musical theater, getting singing lessons, reminiscing about your youth. It's also about reincarnation. So as much as the memories are harsh and everything on it, be an angelic cat. So some of you might be angelic cats, which brings me back to the Lyran Starseeds. So if you're looking into that, and the Lyran Starseeds, I believe, are lined up with the Orion Belt. It's been a while since I looked into this stuff. I do have it listed below in the Galaxy History by Debbie, what's her name? Soloris? I think but it's down below. And there's a whole galactic history on all the different starseeds and the history, including from the time when the draconic species was sent through the dimensional rift into our timeline. So yeah, if angelic cat brings me back to Lyran Starseeds, so you could be seeing a lot of different lions and cat types coming up on your timeline, or you're just seeing them come around your house more often. This could be indication that they're trying to make connections with you. And they like you to meditate and take time so that they can send you more symbolisms and messages and downloads through your logic and less through delusions and well, not delusion, but like so it can come through without any without any, you know, to be dissolute. I don't know what I want to say, but I know that they want to convey a very concise for you. Now, this could also be messages from the Fae realm as well, or fairies could be not only important, but it could be a subject of interest at this time. Seeing butterflies is a symbol that your loved ones have come to visit as well. Your guides want to celebrate your progress and all the healing that you've done for yourself at this time. Some of you could be manifesting a counterpart of some sort, considering, you know, it's whatever you would like to experience during this lifetime. So not everyone's going to experience a divine counterpart. Not everyone's going to experience a twin flame or a soulmate of that intimacy. Now everyone will have a soulmate, because soulmates are on different levels, and so same with twin flames. Twin flames could be a cousin, a sister, a business partner, as long as they're here to be the other half of you in a whole. You're already whole, so it's to be the other half of a magnet in order to create the most experience that you can have. We came here to have experiences. Not all of us are here every single time and line that up. Sometimes we are here to experience other things. I know in one of my past life regressions, the person that I was supposed to be with died at a very young age, and I ended up living to be very old. So it does not always plan out every time, but I do believe if you believe in love, love will be there for you. Now, does it have to be something extreme as what society's saying nowadays as a twin flame? No. It doesn't make you any less. It doesn't make your experience here any less valid. And it doesn't make you any less whole. Remember, you are whole. You are the divine masculine and feminine parts of yourself. You are the yin and yang. You have both dragons within you. A lot of you could be working with your dragons at this time and having a Kundalini awakening, as the symbols of the Caduceus going upwards reminds me of a Kundalini rising, if you wanted to look into that more, or a dark night of the soul, and moving on from the illusions that you had, and now you are thinking more clearly and resting more, and your mind can rest more within celebration and no longer living in the illusions of feeling not good enough or not worthy enough, or all those things that the lower parts of our shadow wants to project onto us. And like I said, you are now living in your truth instead of living in that projection. It was 2112 on the clock. Some of you may be seeing sequences of ones or twos. Some of you might have food security that's coming in for you, feeling secure within your food, because I'm hearing the song from Adventure Time. Some of you might like Adventure Time or like vampires, because I'm getting Marceline, or you could be a part of the 2S LGBTQIA plus community, since that's what Marceline and Bubblegum are, loves and girlfriends. So you may be developing with your girlfriend. But right now I have the song, Daddy, you ate my fries. I bought them. You ate them. So you're really learning how to have food security, because you may, when you were growing up, your family or siblings and stuff may have ate your food on you, or like roommates that you had while growing up. And now you're really knowing that it's okay, you live at home, this food's not going to disappear on you, there will always be more. And if you're worried about food waste, what I'm getting is that we might think it's wasteful and we put it outside, but then there's the bugs and the molds and the microscopic bacteriums that will eat that food. It will get eaten up. Mother Nature will be like, send in this bacteria to break it down, and it will break it down eventually. That's what they don't want us to know. They want us to look more at the world being on fire than how easy it was for the someone's talking about me. I can feel it. So yeah, you might be a subject of interest nowadays, and you may notice that you're getting talked about more often. Now you may feel this in a more uplifting way. You're starting to realize that more people are talking kindly behind your back, because you have put up enough boundaries and surrounded yourself with respectful people that now behind your back people are shouting you out, are putting your names in places of opportunity. A lot of us are looking at how much the world is on fire now, but have forgotten during COVID, when everything was shut down, how quickly our world regrew, how quickly the oceans became clean. So St. John's wort is usually used in development with Fae realm, as well as orange citrine. So if you are working with the Fae realm and you are only just getting established, please remember to take care of yourself and place protection as well with the St. John's wort above all your windows if you are having negative interactions with the Fae, as well as orange citrine as protection, as not all Fae are fuzzy and warm and cuddly. I learned that the hard way. So, yeah, it looks like almost like a rainbow along the ground too. The layers of Gaia. So some of you may be working with Gaia and discovering all the different layers to her. A lot of you could be working with herbology, botany, nymphs as well. Yeah, some of you may have went through a house fire as well, and you're learning to, you've moved on, and now it's time for you to celebrate that fire in the background. I think St. John's root is also good for clearing the pineal gland as well. I'm sure it will tell us as soon as I get to this part of the book too, but that's what I'm going off of from when I used to take it myself. Yeah, some of you may work with raw as well, or you might be raw dogging it without any protection, or like raw dogging it like as in you're doing life without any medication at this time, or just taking natural medications, as you may have a bad reaction to them when you try to take when you try to take pharmaceutical medications over holistic versions. So some of you may be moving on to a more natural form of medication, as you may have bad reaction with those from Boy! He's so cute. But yeah, some of you may work with the ancient Egyptian god Ra, or you could have it as a lyric inside of your song as well. Not all of you have to be spiritually inclined to it. You just might enjoy the mythology and the history behind it. So joy, warmth, resistance, happiness, understanding, manifestation, spiritual power, and projection. St. John's wort, like the Sun card in tarot, represents feelings of protection, optimism, fulfillment, prosperity, success, and the dawn that follows the darkest of nights. See, the dark night of the soul, you are coming out of it. I can't wait. Thank you, universe, for bringing me a new camera so that my favored ones can see more accurately within their readings. And I know they love my readings regardless, and I love my readings regardless, but I would appreciate all of the upgrades that I will be receiving. Thank you. For anyone else who would like to ask for anything at this time and give thanks, you are welcome to at this time. The sun is the source of all life on our planet, and it represents life energy itself. The Latin name Hermuncula, her hypercolum, means to place above altar, and perfortum, or perfortation, is reference to the holes in the plant's leaves. Used since ancient times as protective plant against witchcraft, demonic entities, or spirit or psychic energies. Yeah, so just saying, it will help against any entities that are not of the highest good. St. John's wort was often used in exorcism ritual when demons were eradicated from possessed places and people. St. John's wort was the epitome of a solar herb. It blossoms around the peak of midsummer day, embodying resilience and vitality and longevity. Some of you may be having a stomach issue right now because my stomach hurt really bad out of nowhere. I hope you guys are doing okay. Its power is such that it believes to be effective in protecting the home against lightning, fires, and severe storm, which I honestly cannot argue against because I went through a fire, and as much as there was soot damage, the fire did not reach our actual apartment. So as much as there was damage, we couldn't keep anything, but we got out safe, and it stopped right before our apartment, even though it the fire door was broken and all of the soot went in there and it ruined it. But we got everything back, and I am so happy. It's been 1 year, and it's almost coming up on a year in January since I've been living in this new place and the fire. But either way, less about me, more about what's going on. The home against lightning, fires, and severe storms. One of the common customs was to burn the herb in the fireplace and let the pungent smell permeate the space to warn off evil and enhance protection. The ancients believed this precious ally to be one of the greatest gifts to humanity due to the plethora of healing benefits it contains. For many centuries, St. John's wort has been used as a remedy against depression, anxiety, melancholy, viruses, wounds healing, pain relief, and spiritual protection, and more. So yeah, some of you may be having ouchy tummy at the moment or dealing with the morbis, which means grief or depression and sadness. Guidance. The midsummer goddess created the multifaceted element of light. Multifaceted elements of life in a state of joyous abundance, reminding us that wellspring of true wealth and healing is within. St. John's wort is here to remind you to cultivate practices deep within yourself to experience this enlightening truth. Avoidance and distraction from this great knowing are unconscious habits that build up and manifest as scarcity, fear, and low moods that inhibit you from walking from your truth. The whole reading is you're getting over the fear of and scarcity and low moods and inhabiting walking within your truth. Thank you, card, for confirming everything I said. I appreciate you. My intuition and spirit for bringing through guides and proper messages for my favorite ones. St. John's wort grants us the spiritual courage of fire needed to navigate the death of the old self. Whew. So yeah, you are walking away and you are learning how to criticize these thoughts and people and situations, nouns, people put 33333 on the clock. Yes, you are moving on. 333 means to move in quickly. So you're quickly moving on and living within sobriety, living within abundance, living within knowing that no matter what life throws at you, you have been through so much. You are so well equipped and experienced that you can navigate it with grace and understanding and also with love for yourself. And that's a huge thing to accomplish, is knowing that even though things may go wrong sometimes, is that you've got yourself and your experiences won't let you down. So that's everything I have for you today. I still wanted to come up and talk to you and just not let the sadness of my loss get in the way of my of talking with you, because honestly we're all going through something or another, and I just feel like if we're going through it together, it'll be a little less lonely. So thank you for making me a little bit less lonely this last 40 minutes and letting me talk some comfort into you as well. At least I hope so. That's all I ever want from my videos, is to bring some information, to keep you informed from my experiences, as well as to bring comfort and some reassurance that you're not alone. So thank you for being here, and I look forward to seeing all your energies in the upcoming videos. And remember to eat, hydrate, and have fun. Bye.